I'm Tony Sklar for BNet TV. I'm coming to you live from the Las Vegas Convention Center at the Consumer Electronics Show for here 2008. I'm here with Bob Cleary from Vectrix. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to be here.
Excellent. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the company?
Okay. Well, the Vectrix Corporation actually started about 10 years ago, and then last spring we were able to go live. We've started selling our product in Western Europe and in the UK, and then we've broken into the US market.
You know, I go to Europe quite often, conferences. When I go, I always rent a vehicle, a scooter like this. I love them. It's easy to get around. Why is it that in North America we haven't adopted this idea of being able to scoot around?
You know, I think more than anything it's just the tradition of the motor car being invented in the United States, and you know, for an awfully long time we've gotten very used to big car comfort, and obviously over the course of the last couple of years there's been a much firmer concern about the ecology and our individual impact in that area.
Tell me what makes your units extremely special compared to...
Absolutely. We'd love to be able to do that. The biggest thing about this is it is totally a zero emissions vehicle. So it's 100% electric bike. There's no gas, no oil, extreme minimal maintenance, no visible impact on the environment.
So what does that mean when a unit like this gets presented over somebody who does have an emission based? Am I going faster? What am I doing?
Yep, you know, Tony, in many ways the specifications or the benefits are very, very similar. From a performance standpoint, we have a top speed of 62 miles an hour. We get to 0 to 50 in 6.8 seconds. We have a range of 35 to 55 miles. So.
Okay. Obviously, I don't have to spend any money now on fuel. So, do I have an extra price point? Is there a little extra cost involved? Where am I winning here? Besides, I'm being extremely ecologically sound.
Absolutely. Well, in addition to being very eco-conscious, basically you have an operating cost of around a penny. So, again, as I mentioned before, there's virtually no maintenance to this at all. So, in the beginning, you're going to pay a little bit more, but over the course of time, given the fact that you're not paying for gas and you're not paying for maintenance, for the most part, it tends to work out.
Can you expand on that maintenance issue a little bit? So, what you're telling me here is that I don't ever have to service this?
For the most part, you actually don't.
That's a bold statement, by the way.
No, absolutely. We have very high quality products in here, and really outside of tire maintenance, your yearly or annual check just to make sure everything is fine, there really is nothing more to it. It's a very simply constructed bike. It's an aluminum frame. There's 2 nickel metal hydride batteries right down in here. It gives the bike a very low stability, so there's really not a whole lot of problem running this.
It's very sleek looking.
It is very sleek looking. I don't know if you'd be able to see this, but we have a digital display here as far as the range is concerned. So right over on this side, you're able to see how much range you have left, and then on the right side, we have a graph as well. So you get 2 different looks at how much charge you have left in the battery.
So instead of obviously this is my fuel gauge, so to speak. And,
absolutely.
I would make the assumption that it has a very low sound quality.
Minimal. Virtually not.
So if I were, let's say, 16, wanting to sneak out of my parents' house and drive off and not be heard, great tool.
You know what, Tony, I don't know if I want to endorse that, but it is a true statement. It is a true statement.
Let's talk a little bit about your diversity of product. This is a great bike, this is beautiful, but you've got a few others here.
We do, Tony. At the show today, we are introducing a 3-wheel version. Essentially, the specs are identical with a couple of noteworthy changes. One, of course, is that we have 2 wheels up front instead of 1. There is a tilt braking system on the three-wheel bike that basically locks you into place when you're almost at a standstill. What the benefit of that is that you don't actually have to put your feet down on the ground. So you can keep your feet right on the running board here. You never have to take them down.
And where? Let's talk about where I would buy it. Where do I buy this?
You know what? The Vectrix is available in 8 different states. We're actually servicing about 25 states. So most of the states tend to be around the outer rim of the United States.
Do I have to have any special permits beyond my driver's license to purchase this?
You need to have, in order to use it, not to purchase it, but in order to use it, you have to get a valid motorcyclist license.
And other than that, my licensing issues are just the same as having any other motorcycle.
Yep. This is a motorcycle because it very much looks like a scooter, and we actually categorize it as a maxi scooter. It is technically a motorcycle.
Well, Bob, I really appreciate you taking the time to define the product and help me understand a little bit more.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Thank you very much.
And it's a pleasure. I hope we get to do this again at maybe the next Consumer Electronics Show or another one.
Bring it on.
All right, okay. I'm Tony Sklar for BNED TV, and I'm here with Bob Cleary from Vectrix.